That's your spot there, and that's your code spell. Storm catalyzes self-generation. Okay, when you're in a pinch, you want to give yourself your quick self-affirmation. Okay, self-generation.
And you're also guided by your own power doubled, so you're a double storm. So the position above is what's called the guide position, and so you would refer to the compass to find out what goes in the blank above your solar seal destiny kin position. And here
you see that you have your double storm. Okay, that's why it says guided by my own power doubled. So there's two sets of these chips for just precisely for situations like that. So you put one storm chip here, your guiding power storm chip here. Then you could find what you're one of the cosmic ones, because you find your analog position. You would find by starting by looking for that. You look back here and you'd see this notation matches it. So your analog, your like-minded power is sun. Sun enlightens universal fire. That's your analog power. Then you could look for this one here. You want a red one. It's got a bar and 4 dots. Okay. If you look and find here, your bar and 4 dots, it's the moon. The moon purifies universal water. So you got universal fire on one side, you got with the sun, and you got the moon with universal water on the other side, and storm in the center catalyzing self-generation. And then you have your occult position, which is 2 dots. And one other thing, that 9, you'll see that that's red. That moon matches up. It's a red. Okay, it's going to be red. That sun is going to be yellow down there. That's your sun. And that's your moon. Then you want a 2 dot, which is white. You look here. Here's your 2 dot. Turn around. Yep, that's white.
Wind communicates spirit.
Wind communicates spirit. So you're very elemental all the way, because you got double storm, then you got the sun, the moon, and the wind. You got the power of spirit, the power of self-generation, the power of universal fire, and the power of universal water. With that, plus being a magnetic gate, head of a wave spell, I don't want to boost your ego too much, but you better do something.
And I'll tell you, the Dreamspell is all about role-playing, where you claim all of your powers, and there is nothing that is dark or negative in the Dreamspell, because every planetary kin, and now actually you've become a planetary kin by identifying your galactic signature as blue magnetic storm. By identifying your galactic signature, you have enrolled in the Galactic Federation.
Okay. Okay, here.
So
just
now
a
we
couple,
can just show you on how the 2 boards are color-coded, so that I'm going to take you back to the journey board. And the outside of the journey board is actually coded to teach you more about that storm chip that you just used to do your destiny kin. So now you can can you get both of these in at the same time? So you can get the flavor of this is how you can map. You can now, with your storm chip, follow your way around these maps to see where all your relations are. This is all about mapping your relationships.
Yeah,
so now
exactly.
Come in and let's look at all the different places that storm occurs. Let's find storm down here in what's called the harmonic arrangement. Here is storm, and if you read it across as a horizontal band, you'll see you're a member of the blue transforming kin. You're in the blue family with your galactic signature. Remember, we did your time cell and we found out that yours was the green time cell. Remember time cell 5, the matrix time cell, self-regulate. So that's one arrangement where storm occurs. Up here is what's called the chromatic arrangement. Now this is the precise readout of when I showed you on the quick reference card this mathematical code where I showed you the no dot family, the 1 dot family, 2 dot family, 3 dot family. Well, each one of these code numbers is for one of the 20 solar seals. So now we're going to find an arrangement where everyone is a part of a chromatic family as well. And in this case, we're going to look for storm, and we find out you're in the blue chromatic, and you're in the sky clan.
Sky clan is the storm icon right here.
Exactly. And so you're a member of the sky clan, and you're in position in terms of the human body. The root transmits. So if you'd like to come down now and look at the human holon. Oh, and also you're in the gateway, what's called the gateway Earth family, Because do you remember how when we looked on the compass to find out where you were,
Yeah.
you were a correlate date. And that's because July 26th, and also every one of the correlate dates, follows this pattern of going through these 4 solar seals. So it starts, in other words, when you were born on your birthday, October 14th, 1952, it was the day 1 storm. Now the next year on your birthday, you got to be 2 seed. The next year you were 3 moon. The next year 4 wizard. By the time you got to the next year, you were 5
when you were
storm.
4 years old, you were 5 storm.
I say it cycled back.
Cycled back.
So it takes 52 years.
Every 4 years, you hit the solar seal of your galactic signature, and every 13 years you hit the tone. Okay, it's 4 colors, 4 seals, and 13 tones. That gives you 52 years. And precisely on your 52nd birthday, it will be the day magnetic storm once again.
October 14th.
In other words, October 14th in the year 2004, it will be magnetic storm. So that's when you have your galactic return. And galactic returns will be 1 year old.
Then you get to start all over again and have even more fun. So basically in the dream spell, it's all about having more fun and claiming as many elements of every day as you can. Now in the human hold-on level, remember I used the word hold-on to go with your 4th dimensional circuit.
Yeah.
In the 2013, we've got 20 digits, 20 fingers and toes. So there's actually a great learning device here in how you can learn that your blue sky clan is in your left sky foot. And so your position is in the little toe of your left foot.
My position.
As you're looking
in the
directly
human
at
hold-on.
this is your left foot. Here's your left big toe,
I see.
index, middle, ring toe, and your little toe.
Oh, that's good for my ego.
Now in your family,
yeah.
you run through the pinkies and little toes. So
Uh-huh.
from storm, you come up here to your left little finger.
This is your wizard.
You've got
pinky.
wizard.
This is your wizard finger right there. When you're in your white wizard year, that's it. When you're in your yellow seed year, you're right here. And then when you're in your red moon year, you're back down to your right little pinky toe. Okay.
And so in other words, the 20 digits, eventually you won't even need to have such a tool as this whole Dreamspell kit, because you could actually keep track of time on your fingers and toes. And I suspect that that's how they used to keep calendar time.
Yeah,
The
no
fingers
doubt.
and toes were actually the
tools.
digital, right? Digital tool. Sorry.
No, digital, literally.
Right.
You can also, when you get more involved, there's more people playing. Then you get to the higher levels of the mystery play. You can, the Dreamspell Genesis, you can find. From here, you'll notice that where your storm seal is, there's 4 dots over it. You'll notice that those positions there. So you're in the 4-dot family. Okay. Which is the same as the Gateway Earth family. And so you can find over here in the Dreamspell Genesis, to find your position in the Genesis, you just look for a blue with 4 dots. There you go.
I'll turn it over
Okay.
right now so the camera can read that.
So solar, it says solar Pluto transmit S omega. Okay, and so that takes you into the mystery play. Okay. And so, you know, as you find other team members and players, then that will begin to, there'll be more discovery involved there. And you can also look at that. The Dreamspell Genesis show is basically gives you the history of the 26,000 year cycle. Okay, each one of these units starting right here, there's this red one and then the white and then the blue and the yellow. Each one of these units counts for 1,300 years.
It says enter here.
Yeah, enter here.
Yep.
That's where the cycle, that's where the journey of
dragon.
time ship Earth began. Right here at minus 23,987 Dreamspell years. That's where the 20 tribes of time incarnated on the time ship here on this planet. Okay, when they first incarnated, and then it followed. Each one of these is 1,300 years. So here you got the first 13,000 years completed. Then you have the end of the Dragon Genesis and the beginning of the Monkey Genesis. And the Monkey Genesis moves through here, and then when you get to this point right here, the Monkey Moon Genesis Magic Flight. This is the beginning of history. This is the beginning of civilization. The last 4 units here are the last 5,200 years. And so right here, it says enter here. Right here it says 2013. We're in this last unit right here, which started 713 AD and runs to 2013 AD. So we're in this very final phase of this
I mean, all of us are
yeah,
in the
all of us are
basically
there right
phase.
now. Or over here you can find, here's your blue again, your three bars and 4 dots, and you can see where you are in the galactic solar code. And that this Dreamspell Genesis part over here has to do with correcting the course the course of the planet, and if you might say the planetary karma. This 019, this is the game that we'll be playing when we really move past the year 2000, and this is the solar game. This is the game of the solar system, and you find here that you're associated with solar Pluto, and there again is that S omega, just like you saw it there, another clue. But that's part of the game plan. You have to discover that.
I see. So that's
okay.
So there's a mystery play
the
within
mystery,
it for
yeah,
you to find out,
future mystery.
because
Yeah, there's a lot of, because we're talking a lot, and to some ways, we know more about this than anyone else because we created this.
How do I pragmatically play it with a couple of friends?
Yeah,
How would you suggest?
Yeah, just you start finding out your galactic signature. Start with that, and then begin to map your cross relations on the journey board, and then also track every day on the journey board.
Really? So you
So
keep
for
track
today-
of your calendar.
yeah. So let's
like a-
look at it now as just a calendar and
So-
see where we actually are
So we
today.
we keep track of ourselves on this on a
Yeah.
daily
Right.
basis.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that we can look at where we are today, you're going to see how there might be a resonance that you'll just feel by waking up in the morning, this morning.
Okay.
If you had been already on the dream spell, you know that you're a 1, the 1 position of the 13-tone wave spell in a blue. Well, lo and behold, today is the day blue magnetic night. So you would know from having started the play that today a blue 1 day is going to be interesting for you because it's guided by its own power doubled. And in this case, the blue solar seal is night that carries the power of abundance. So the position and the color are the same as your galactic signature.
If you look here, this is the blue magnetic night, is the heads off the blue wave spell in the yellow castle, and you look over here, blue magnetic storm heads off the blue wave spell in the white castle. So you begin, what you actually begin to do is you begin to feel the resonances and the different cross connections that exist both within with yourself and the whole process of the galactic spin, as well as with yourself and all of your relations. You map all of your relations. You can find events in your life, important dates in your life. You can find historic dates and events. You can find historic characters. We've started doing something called the 5 castles of rock and roll, where you begin to start mapping out the rock and roll people who created rock and roll and put that in there, or start mapping out the history of Marxism from Karl Marx to Gorbachev, and seeing the role where they end up on the journey board and what relationships they actually have to each other. And then you begin to see, oh, well, in actuality, the dice were loaded. There's a lot more connections that exist than we're aware of, and we have to, as I said, this is all new. This is you're not going to. It's like, in some ways, we're lucky that we got your video camera here, because it's like the parable or the aphorism. You can't describe an apple to someone who never ate one. You have to give them the apple to eat if they're going to get it. And so that's the same with the dream spell. At least you're seeing on the camera here the colors of it, but you can't really get it until you do it. Okay, right. And it's never been done before on this planet. You've never seen this before on this planet, so this is new. But once you start doing it, and others are doing it, you will see that Dreamspell culture, or galactic culture, really is here. This is the next phase. This is the next wave. This is how we're going to close out this galactic evolutionary cycle in a very clean manner. We're going to clean up the planet, and we're going to celebrate it. And we're going to celebrate it for a long time.
All right. Great. Well, if we put our friends on, we all, we can really begin to look at our relationships with each other and see how we can play together and cleaning up the planet and having a good time doing it.
Exactly. Yeah. And so the analogy's been like galactic Tupperware parties, okay? And
So
it's each one teach one.
Yeah.
Each one teach one. So it's a hands-on process, and it's a self-discovery process. So you don't need anyone else to tell you how how to do it or how to interpret it. It's for you to track your own relationships. So it's definitely a tool of self-empowerment. And once you get your galactic signature, you've been enlisted by the Galactic Federation, which is the higher ordering principle. Absolutely. And in playing the game, playing the game with others, you actually increase your synchronicity, and you hook yourself up to fourth dimensional
That's been your experiences you've had?
100%.
Like what kind of experiences have you had from playing this game on an experiential?
Just phenomenal experience that synchronicity is not an exception. It's actually the norm, and every moment has synchronicity.
A couple of instances of how magical this is in terms of our own life experience. Okay, we developed this game and we got it clear in the last couple of years. We found out that, like for instance, my galactic signature is blue spectral monkey, and Lloydine's galactic signature is white solar wind. But we tracked back and decided to check out a couple of things. We went back and said, well, what was the day that we went down to the Boulder County Courthouse and actually got married with all of our kids there? And we went and looked at that, and lo and behold, that day was blue solar monkey. It was my galactic seal and Lloydine's galactic tone. Okay, so that was an amazing crossover. And then another one. Another
one was a Valentine's Day event that just happened, because we got to Valentine's Day, and we remembered when I had brought Jose a bunch of beautiful red azaleas on Valentine's Day about a month after we had met. We said, I wonder what that date was on the galactic system. And sure enough, I found out that the day, February 14th in 1981, a month after we met, and I brought Jose flowers, was my galactic signature day, white solar wind. So that's the kind of thing that happens to you. You find out you actually have been on this time all along. And all it does is show you that in the way of the fourth dimension, we have actually never been separated from our fourth dimensional circuits. We have not been aware of them. That's why we were talking about amnesia. So this is a tool to open up our memory circuits.
Remembering. For memory. Very much.
Right.
Could you say a little bit more about July 26th of this year and what that means?
Okay,
what we can expect or not
July
expect?
26th. Now, you'll find that on the perpetual 13-moon calendar, the first day of the year is always 7/26, July 26th. That's day one of the magnetic moon. Okay, that day is always a Sunday. Okay, on this conversion, on the 13-moon conversion calendar. So, this year, it will be magnetic moon. It'll be day one of the magnetic moon. It will be 13 storm. Okay. Now on the Gregorian calendar, it just so happens that this year, July 26th is also a Sunday. In other words, you have a window that's open where the galactic calendar, the 13-moon calendar, and the Gregorian calendar are synchronized, okay, on that date, so that we can move right into a time shift at that point. A time shift means that we're moving from the consciousness of a 12-month year, 60-minute hour timing frequency to a 13 moon, 20 wave spell, 20 solar tribes of time timing frequency, and that will be the initiating point of that. The Earth is already on 1320 timing frequency. The human species is out of phase, and so by connecting with the Earth and with ourselves at that time, at the time shift, that we will begin to be in conscious phase with the Earth. By that time there will be thousands of people who are following this calendar, and that's all you need for the first wave of the evolutionary shift for the species, is for a critical mass of only several thousands to be moving on that particular wavelength. Along with that, there will be many others, perhaps millions or billions of other people, just as with the harmonic convergence, will be aware of that moment happening and will also begin to move into that awareness. The 13-moon calendar will be implemented and adopted by increasing numbers of people over the next few years until it has become the timing standard, replacing the Gregorian calendar that we now have. Also, I would say that personally what we are putting out for prior to the time shift, so that people can begin to experience it, we invite scientists, mathematicians, genuine thinkers and seekers of truth of all kinds to check this out for themselves. This is the truth. This is fourth dimensional time and fourth dimensional mathematics. Second, we are also inviting all people to join with us in going on a galactic strike for Mother Earth from July 13th to July 26th. This strike, again, and which you can look at. You can look at it as a strike if you're inclined that way. Or you can look at it as taking your emergency human vacation between July 13th and July 26th and experience a 13-day wave spell and really celebrate the time shift.
So you get into the new paradigm.
Yes.
Exactly.
There's only one way to do it.
How would you suggest doing that?
So we are actually putting out that enough people who experience the dream spell will understand what the 13-day wave spell looks like and will create in their regions, however they can, a celebration to go over the 13 days. So the invitation is out that this system, this mathematical system, is to be played and to have fun with, and the time shift is the perfect synchronization on a Sunday. And it's good to realize that we're coming up already on a lot of dates. The Eco Summit is happening, everything is moving, and this is an all-encompassing process. So the dream spell does not discount any current activity. It says, let's put it in a higher level, higher intelligence timing frame, which brings everything into synchronization. So the 13-day celebration will evolve itself, because it's already in the dream spell, what that wave spell looks like precisely as we move into the cosmic storm.
So in other words,
It's actually one complete wave spell, because Cosmic Storm, the day July 26, 1992, completes a 13-day wave spell, which also includes the free day, the green day, which isn't counted on any of the calendars. So there's one day when you completely liberate yourself from all calendar systems and have a real jubilation.
I think that's all I was going to add to that, is that by knowing where that wave spell is, it's wave spell 3 on your journey board, and you can read through on the Book of Canaan, you can follow it through on the Adventure Wave Spell Template, and with your intuitive creative process and your growing number of friends who are also in the Galactic Federation with you, you will know what to do on each of those days so that you synchronize with others around the planet. What will happen is that you will realize that we have created the first telepathic forum on this planet by celebrating the time shift, by taking the emergency human vacation and doing this for 13 days.
Spell-a-thon.
Yes.
That's good.
Fun to do it on television.
Yeah. So I don't know, it
Yeah.
feels like we should do a little break
Yeah, let's
point
take a
here.
break now. My
Right.
battery's down on this one.
I must have known, the battery's running out. I can
Yeah.
feel it, our batteries are running out.
Yeah,
a little
that's
bit.
good. That's quite a major download that you've given on the dream spell.
Well, see, you have to understand that before you can actually do any video work around it or anything, it's actually like the kind of thing where nothing's done in the abstract. So it's like once you understand the dream spell, then whatever you manifest is in the play of it.
Right.
It's not us, okay? It isn't. Jose and Lloydine Arquelles just happened to be these instruments that this whole thing came through, and we mean that literally. The invitation is out for everyone to play and see how it manifests for
God,
them.
I mean, it looks like a lot of
So-
work just getting that together like this.
It was, well, a couple of years in retreat.
The
Giving
amazing
up all
thing is that all those
preconceptions.
parts, the parts didn't come until the last 3 months, and they just came like magic.
Yeah. Huh. So how long
Because
is
that came because we had worked and gotten the codes down, and then the parts were there.
And you have to know that already the dream spell is out around the planet, and already the Spanish translation is in production, and there's already groups in Mexico, all over the major cities of Mexico, who are doing dream spell play. So that's why we speak with such confidence in this process, because it's already happening faster than we could imagine.
And
So the only limitation when you start to play dream spell is that your own inability to relax with it and enjoy it, because the sky's the limit. There's no stopping. We still study it every day. That's why we know that it's a kind of truth system where you can't own the truth. This is a gift, and it keeps expanding. We still
But
study
the
it.
interesting thing is that you really can't, we can't get to the more advanced levels of play until other people are there to go with us.
some fun people to play with?
Yeah, well, as I said, yeah, we can't advance more until others get to these more advanced phases. So, on the one hand, we're happy to go around with our planetary pilgrimage being the Johnny Appleseed is a dream spell, because the more players we get around the planet, because what we've discovered is, it appears to be true that telepathy is the electricity of the fourth dimension, just as electricity has replaced telepathy in the third dimension. and that as we move into the 1320 timing frequency and the galactic Earth timing, and become in phase with that again, that like the dolphins, we will begin to experience our own collective unity through forms of telepathic knowing that seem at this point to be really far out or far-fetched or in the future, but really are not at all. It's just a matter of getting in sync.
Great. Thank you. Let's take a break. Good. Great.
I know this is hard.